Okay, so good evening, everyone. Just a quick introduction. My name is Mon Galvez. I've been trading for the past 4 years, and I'm with Mr. Christopher Banyas. He was my previous manager sa old work ko about trading. I've been there for 2 years, and it's about us teaching the fundamental side of trading. And that means how you trade according to data releases or mga news, economic data, something like that. And for the past 4 years, I've been doing freelance, making trading as my full-time job. So, main source of income ko na siya. And one of the best perks dito is I get to uh, approach things with my own expense of time, which is the most important currency for me. So, I guess we can start now. And ang agenda natin for today is intro to Forex. So we can answer the common misconceptions and set proper expectations for people who want to start trading. So let me share my screen. If you have questions, guys, feel free to unmute. So wala naman sa akin if you will interrupt me, but please ask questions as needed. Thank you. So again, okay. So for intro to Forex, number one, what is Forex? So Forex exchange is basically trading or buying and selling of currency in exchange for another in an attempt to extract profit from the price movement. So, ang pinaka-common na understanding natin ng Forex is palitan ng pera, which is true. Physically, we can do it, but how we approach it is we actually do it digitally na using a broker or a platform, which is something that we will go to as we go by. So here are some facts that you need to know about trading or for the Forex markets. Una-una sa lahat, Forex market is the largest and most liquid financial market in the world, with an average traded value daily of at least $5 trillion. The foreign exchange market is decentralized and there's no organization that controls it. So yes, decentralized siya, but I should clarify na yung prices kasi ng Forex is mainly from the data of economics of different countries. So, meron tayong factual basis na pwedeng tignan para makapag-decide either may buy or sell. So, going back to the topic, one of the reasons or one of the facts that you should know about the market, the forex market, is the market doesn't sleep. So that means that you can trade 24 hours a day, 5 days a week, and this would actually make it possible for you to set your own trading hours. And as traders, may kanya-kanya tayong strategy depende sa ating time availability. You could be a scalper kung gusto mo lang maglaro sa smaller time frame, get quick profits, and then just stop uh, when you're satisfied. Or you can be what you call a day trader. Being a day trader means you open position within the day and then just close it within the day as well. Hindi mo siya i-leave over. So, mas tatalakayin natin siya in the future. And next, you can profit in two ways. So the profit potential exists in Forex regardless of whether a trader is buying or selling and regardless of or whether the market is moving up or down. So pinaka-basic na understanding of Forex is you can always make profit by buying and selling. How? So say for example, you would know that USD is stronger than JPY. So you can buy at a lower price and wait for it to appreciate and then just take profit. And you can do it counter-intrusive or vice versa. You can sell high and then just take profit when the value is lower. And just to be clear, you don't own any tangible asset when you're trading in Forex. Yung presyo lang talaga yung sinasakyan mo or yung trend. So, what we do is contract for differences trading. So, wala ka talagang pagmamayari. It's just the price that you're going towards. So next, Forex has high leverage. So leverage gives the trader the potential to rapidly increase the size of his account while keeping risk to a minimum. So about leverages, I would say na this would mean na yung $1 mo would actually have a bigger buying power. It's not 1:1 now. For most brokers in the UK, they offer 1:30. And for Asian markets like us, we can get a leverage of 1:500. But with the broker we use, we get 1:1000. So leverage is very important kasi ito yung magpapabilis sa growth ng account mo because it amplifies your buying power. But at the same time, in this community, you will learn how to properly handle trading with leverages para hindi siya two-way so hindi siya double-edged blade na mabilis nga mag-grow yung account and mabilis din yung possibility mawala. So that can be learned naman. And we'll be teaching you about it. So next, Forex is open for all. It doesn't require a certain profession and minimum capital. You can engage with Forex wherever you are. Which is very true kasi within the community, I know someone here na nasa VIP members natin na may working student, some are farmers, and some have 9 to 5 jobs. And most of them, the trend starts with at least $100 and up, and with the help of the signals and our guidance, napapalago naman talaga nila. But to set your expectations straight, it's not an easy skill. You have to commit some time para matutunan mo siya, and that's why we're here. So let's move on to the next one. So ito yung one of the basics with Forex. This is called the base in the code currency. So pinakauna sa lahat, the major currency pairs. If you look at it, it looks like Euro versus USD, GBP versus USD, USD versus JPY, USD CHF. So if you notice, these pairs are actually the most traded or currency pairs that has more volume and are the currency pairs na nanggagaling sa mga countries na mas malakas yung ekonomiya than Philippines. And then if you look at minor pairs, it's Euro versus GBP, Euro versus CHF, Euro versus NZD, Euro versus JPY. So sa minor currency pairs naman, from stronger countries then, pero much less commonly traded. And then, hindi ko na in-include dito yung tinatawag nating exotic pairs, which is an example of peso to USD. Kasi napakaliit ng trading volume niya. Or say for example, USD versus South African rands. So moving on, when
Add
we
ko lang
trade,
dun, bro.
Add
mo lang din dun sa minor pairs if you can see that. Part pa rin siya ng mga major currencies like Euro, Pound, Japanese Yen,
yes,
Australian dollars. Pero hindi sila traded against the USD.
right.
So as you can see, most of the major pairs are traded against the dollars. Ayan on the left. And then on the minor pair, part pa rin siya ng mga major currencies pero not traded against the US dollars. Yun yung mga minor pairs.
So good point. So tama yun. Kasi nga, we call USD the mother currency kasi siya yung may pinakamalaking bearing and most commonly traded. Kaya nasa major. So again, it's considered a minor currency pair if it's not traded versus the USD. Thank you, Chris. So next, we learn about the base and code of the currency. So if you look at the infographic, it's pointing to USD sa una. The base currency or the currency you are buying when you trade the Forex pair. So ayan, then the code currency will be JPY. So you read this as USD versus JPY. So the core currency is the currency you are selling when you trade the Forex pair. So say for example na may economic data that supports USD and on the side of Japanese yen, it is being projected as weak. So what you would do is you would look up USD JPY and you buy USD JPY. Because you're basically buying USD and you're selling JPY. So let's move on to the next slide. So one of the important things that you have to understand with trading, hold on, I think someone asked a question. Okay, sorry. So I'll resume. Feel free to unmute yourself if you have questions. Okay, so again, one of the most important things that you have to understand with trading is what you call your trade volume or lot sizing. So it refers to the number of currency or units you will buy or sell. So let's start with the biggest. Being the biggest, one standard lot or one is equivalent to 100,000 units. The volume is 1.0. And per pip or per decimal movement, it is averagely costing $10 win or loss. Depende sa kung nakabuy or sell ka. Then moving on to one mini lot, as we call it, it's 10,000 units. And it's equivalent to 0.1 volume or 0.10. So dito naman, 1 pip is equivalent to a win or a loss of $1. And for microlot, it's only 1,000 units. It's 0.01 volume. And per pip movement, it will fluctuate 10 cents. And for nanolot, we don't really use it that much, but it's 100 units, 0.001 volume, and the pip is 1 cent. So why is it important? So lot sizes are important kasi depende sa magiging capital mo with trading, you also have to consider that not every trade is something that you can win from. And part of the strategy is using the appropriate lot sizes para yung kayang i-sustain ng account mo. So say for example, you will be trading with $100 as your startup. And ang magiging recommendation ko niyan is actually use microlots lang, 0.01. Especially when you're starting off as someone that would like to learn about the how-to's of trading and the dynamics. You have to be in a protected environment where even if it swings a lot, kung malaki man yung movement, pwede ka makakapag-recover. So say for example, naka-microlot ka, sa 100 mo, it shows na negative ka na 10 USD, you have two options. It's either you close it at a loss or you open another position against the first one para kapag bumaba or tumaas, you can stabilize. So medyo technical pa siya pakinggan ngayon pero I'm just trying to explain one of the dynamics of trading which is actually risk management na rin. So again, it's an integral part. Your lot sizing or your trading volume is something that you have to understand when you're doing trades. Kasi if you open the wrong lot sizing for your trade, it might cause your account to be totally gone. But if you manage it properly, you can sustain the account and make it grow without risking too much. So that's the importance of lot sizes. So moving on to the next part. So the question is, how do we decide? How do we know whether we buy or we sell? Is it just we look at Twitter or do we just ask our friends? Siyempre hindi. So diyan pumapasok yung tinatawag natin ng market analysis. So basically, Forex market analysis is the study of determining whether to buy or sell or wait on trading a currency pairs. Currency trading pairs with the exchange. Sorry, wala ako. So bale, yung exchange rate based on the price of the currency relative to one another. So major types of analysis include technical and fundamentals, with many traders using a blend of both approaches. So later on, we will understand kung why is it important, bakit kailangan may technical and fundamental knowledge to make a decision. So let's start with sentimental analysis. So based on the chart, from what you can see here, sentimental analysis defines how investors feel about a particular market or financial instrument. So, syempre, yan na yung trend or yan na yung outlook ng mga traders kung anong bias nila sa specific asset. For example, yung pinakaunang item sa OJPY. When it says bullish, it means everyone is buying, showing na 52% of the traders are on the buying bias and 48% is actually on the selling bias. So that means na mas maraming nagbabuy and mas konti yung nagsasell. And if you look at the other items, ganun din. And when you see it as bearish, that means na mas marami yung nagsasell against your CHF. So ganun lang yun. Bale, part of sentimental analysis is just like when we have our political elections here in the Philippines, there would be a broadcast on TV kung how many people are likely to vote for a specific candidate. So same lang with the Forex pairs, kung alin ang dapat i-buy, alin ang dapat i-sell. And that's how sentimental analysis works. So next, which is my favorite, fundamental analysis. So if you look at the infographic, it's a way of looking and analyzing the Forex market by looking into different factors, including economic, social, and political forces that may affect currency prices. Studying the relative impact of these variables help us relate to how we can actually trade. So napakalaking bagay sa Amerika ng interest rate, consumer price index, employment data, economic conditions, GDP or gross domestic products, and consumer price index and central bank and government policies, as well as non-farm payroll and politics. So how does this affect the forex market? So very simple. So itong mga nakasulat na to would actually indicate the strength or weakness of the USD. So say for example, you're someone that's very fond of trading pairs against USD, and say for example, USD versus AUD or Australian dollars. If it's projected from the GDP and it shows na mas malaki or mas malakas si USD over AUD, then that's a no-brainer for you to go and buy USD and sell AUD. So these things are actually very dynamic kasi katulad na lang nung during my times of war, inform ko lang kayo guys, one of the most sought after pairs or commodities would actually be gold and oil. Why? Because when there's political turbulence between, sorry, sino,
Panabong yun, bro.
nga eh.
Ayun, bali, gold, oil is affected by political tensions, geopolitical tensions.
Yes, it's being
Because yung
affected
supply
by,
is affected.
Mhm.
For oil, for instance, yung supply niya is affected kasi currently there's tensions between in the Middle East and in Russia as well. So these are major exporting oil exporting countries, part of OPEC then o yung oil and petroleum organization na nag-export exporting OPEC. That's it.
Right. So, and to expound more on that, it's what we call safe haven demands. So during times of political crisis or let's say war, investors tend to look at these safe haven demands kasi sila yung mga asset na mas kakailanganin in any case na mawalan ng visa yung pera. So when I say commodities, that goes with oil, gold, uh, if you do spot trading or whatnot, minsan meron pa nga diyang corn, wheat, whatever. So anything na kakailanganin mo in times of impending war or it looks like something big is gonna happen, investors tend to switch their focus from less aggressive stocks, bonds, yields, whatever, to things that they think that they would need more kapag nawala lahat. So that pretty much explains what a safe haven demand is. And a safe haven demand is something na alam mo na mag-appreciate kapag kailangan mo na talaga, which is war or whatever. And then next. So hindi ko na pala na-include dito sa slide natin yung technical analysis kasi it would drag out too much time, but basically what technical analysis is actually looking at previous data, charts, and indicators, which is not something that we should be discussing right away for newbies. So let's move on to directions of a trend. So this is important as traders, especially for newbies, so you can understand what should you do when you're looking at the chart and nako-confuse ka, hindi mo masyadong napapansin kung ano yung nangyayari. So to clarify, there's only three trends ever. So the first one is uptrend, or what we call the bull market. So it's basically made up of ascending peaks and throws, higher highs and higher lows. So basically everything is going up. You can see it on the chart just like in the infographic. Everything is moving up. And then we have downtrend. So it's made of descending peaks and throws, lower highs and lower lows, what we call the bear market. So everything is actually depreciating, going down. And third, that will be consolidation or sideways. So pag consolidation or sideways, yan yung the price is actually just ranging up and down in a specific price. So walang specific movement ng up or down. Pero out of the three trends, ang kailangan mong pinakabantayan will be consolidation or sideways, because what we call a breakout might happen. What I mean by breakout is the sudden spike or the sudden increase or decrease of the price na napaka-significant. So why
Add,
is
add
it
ko lang din,
go bro?
sorry. Kapag may market indecision, ibig sabihin, investors are confused whether um, or debating kung tataas ba tong price na to or bababa. Doon nangyayari yung sideways or consolidating prices. And we expect na after consolidation, talagang may big movement kasi once na the debate is finished, kumbaga kung sino mas strong, yung bears or bulls, kung uptrend ba siya or downtrend, masusunod yun after. So you expect a huge movement, so you can take advantage of that.
Yeah,
Ayun.
thank you, Chris. So, yun. So, that's why you should look at it. And again, bakit siya important to identify the trend? There's an old saying between traders na we don't trade against the trend. So, kung nakikita mo naman na uptrend siya, it's no-brainer, just buy, manage with your stop loss and take profit, and use risk management. Never ever mo ko dapat kinokontra yung trend kasi it may lead to you just consistently losing. And you just have to trade what's happening, but not what you think is happening. Being someone that has been trading for some years now, I learned my lesson the hard ways. Sometimes nagko-kontra ako and it doesn't really work out. So just the specific skill of knowing what the trend is would actually help you significantly in making your account grow. So someone chatted, let's see. Mayokas po ba yung mga directions ng trend? Okay, so good question. From administrator, I hope you change your name. So, ang mapapansin kasi natin, when we trade Asian market or the morning to Sydney, lagi natin nakikita na pataas. Oh, si Eric, si Poblete. Okay. So, pag market natin is Asian session to London session, it seems like pataas yung trend. Pero hindi siya accurate. Then when you move to London to NYSE or New York Stock Exchange time, which is medyo gabi na. So anywhere around 7 to 9:30, diyan mo na makikita yung tinatawag natin reversal. So kung nung umaga, pa-sell siya, sa gabi magbabay or sideways, doon lang siya mag-ranging. So yun yung common behavior na makikita mo sa market, but doesn't applicable to all assets kasi nga may dynamics tayo ng fundamentals din. So yun yung pwede mong sabihin basis, pero you still have to rely on fundamentals and the daily trend pa din. So next. So I guess the question is, being someone new to Forex, what do I do? How do I become a profitable trader? and what's in it for me. So as someone who's been in the forex market for quite a while, number one is very true. You have to think of forex as a business. So it's another avenue for you, another tool to make money on the side. You may not take it as a full-time job or like be a full-time trader, but take it seriously. Kasi you're not trading naman just to lose. Of course, you're here to make money. And when we say trade like a businesswoman, a businessman, not a gambler, this means that you have to build good habits. You have to be consistent. Dapat may trading plan ka. And at the same time, you have to have your own set of rules na susundan mo. Say for example, for today, my target is $50. So pagka na-reach ko na yung $50, I have two options. Either I stop trading or I risk the 10 out of the 50 for my last trade. So maganda yung gawin kasi meron kang set target and you can stop at a specific time na nakuha mo na yon and you don't go all in. Kumbaga, you can trade for another day and let it accumulate. So next, don't run over missed opportunity. What do I mean by this? So pag nag-fund na kasi kayo and you're trading that, you will see on our group chat sa VIP na we're posting profit na we took advantage of earlier after I sent the signal. And pag na-miss out mo yon, don't feel bad. Kasi the way it works is, sabi ko nga kanina, the forex market moves 24/7, 5 days a week. So if you see that other people are already making profit and you haven't made any for today, don't feel bad. Kasi there will always be an opportunity meant for you and your time. And next, always use and follow a trading plan. So when we say a trading plan, nandiyan na rin yung oras kung anong time yung mabibigay mo sa trading, how much yung target mo for the day, and at the same time, magkano yung kaya mo lang i-lose per trade or magkano yung i-risk mo per trade versus sa mapapanalunan mo, which is what we call risk to reward ratio. We'll talk about that later. And lastly, look at trading as a monthly thing. Hindi siya pwedeng tinitignan mo lang na panalo ka today, talo ka tomorrow, and so on and so forth. Look at the bigger picture, zoom out. So hindi na masama if you trade and you make 5 to 10% of your capital per month. Why you ask? If you go to a bank, deposit your money, how much do they give you? I guess on an annual basis, 0.04 to 0.06. And after taxes and surcharges, I think you just go home with what? 0.04 or 0.03%. I mean, that's not the exact quote, pero you get the point. Forex actually gives you the opportunity to raise money or let your money accumulate without going to a bank and getting less out of it. Kasi basically, what banks are doing with our money is trading din eh. And the only catch is they have an unlimited supply of money kasi deposits keep coming in. And they don't tell you. They just hide it under different pretenses. So that's basically a small blueprint or a clear picture of what you would or what you should be doing if you want to become a profitable trader. Sabi nga ni Warren Buffett, the more you learn, the more you earn. And dito sa community kasi namin, we make sure na you're invested in knowledge lang talaga muna. Not just jumping straight away without you understanding what's happening. So I keep on mentioning risk management. So let's talk about it. So para hindi siya masyadong maging technical for you, let's just go with this for the account size. So say for example, let me pull out a calculator. Medyo specific na kasi ito eh. So for example, your account is actually worth $100. The formula is 100 and then you multiply it 0.02. and then you divide it to 100. So that means you can only ever risk to be safe 0.02 na trading volume mo para kayang i-sustain ng account mo. I think mas better na makuha nyo to kapag nagde-trade na talaga kayo, nakikita nyo na kung ano nangyayari. Pero the gist of it is you're only risking 2 cents per movement. Neto. 2 cents to 20 cents depende sa asset. So that's much better than trading with huge amount of trading volume na hindi ka pa talaga specifically trade. So yung example niya nga, so kung sa 100 USD mo na account, dito sa calculation, ibig sabihin, you can only ever open 0.20 sa 1,000 USD. So that's very conservative na. And kung 100 naman ang sample mo, 0.02 lang. So what does it really mean, risk management? It's the ability to contain your losses so you don't lose your entire capital. It's a technique that applies to anything involving games that include probabilities. So example lang yung poker, blackjack, horse betting, sports betting, or whatever. But basically, those sound like gambling, but it's basically just math. And trading is the same. Trading is a touch of math with continuous research on a daily basis. So yun yung
In addition to
pinaka-basic.
that,
Go, bro.
let me just add to that, no. If you would notice, kung sa inyo man meron kayong konting experience or nakakita na kayo ng chart ng Forex or ng any asset, you would notice na if a price goes up, eventually it will balance itself, it will go down again. So if you apply risk management and you can sustain a trade, halimbawa ngayon losing ka kasi nakabuy ka pero bumagsak siya, eventually it will go back to its reasonable price and it will go back up. So pwede mo siyang ma-close ng break-even, pwedeng
Mhm.
ma-close ng profitable, as long as you're using then yung lot size na recommended ng coaches nyo like si Von, para hindi kayo ma-burn or masunog yung account nyo, masusustain yung trade. Pag bumalik na yung prices sa tamang range. So, eventually, if you realize this concept, you can actually close a losing trade profitable or break even if you have the right lot size, if you have the right capital. So, ay medyo advanced yun, pero you can actually never lose a trade kung ganun yung setup mo. Tamang-tama lang yung lot size, tamang-tama yung capital, and you just wait for the prices to go up and down.
Yeah.
Talagang use your analysis din, ganun. So yun, part of that is risk management.
Yes. And at the same time, the biggest part of risk management for me na hindi ko na-mention is wait for the perfect setup. What do I mean by that? So sa community namin, ako specifically, I only ever send signals for gold because it's an asset that I don't want to say I've been a specialist, pero I've been accurate at trading gold for quite some time now. So since alam ko na yung dynamics niya, I have the knowledge to teach it. I would only wait for a specific price to hit and at the same time the right market conditions or the fundamentals data releases para ma-anticipate ko kung saan kayo dapat mag-buy or mag-sell. So hindi siya pahula-hula or whatever. You have to wait for what you call your confluences. When I say confluence or confluences, it means that you're looking at 1 to 3 factors that would mean that you should buy or you should sell. So, basta pagtatahi-tahiin mo dapat yun. We'll discuss that on the latter part, pero as early as now, I want you all to understand na Forex isn't just a scam, a game, or whatever. It's something that you will work hard for if you want to earn money from it. So,
In simple explanation then, no, confluence means, halimbawa, you somehow understand yung sentimental analysis, you somehow have a little bit of understanding about the charts, kung kailan ka papasok, yung entries na ganito. Confluence means 2 to 3 things na agreeing to each other and it shows one direction, either it's gonna go up or down.
yeah.
So, ayun.
Sabi ni Eric, kaya pala pwede pagsabayin yung buy at sell. In-adjust lang yung SL kasi babalik nga yung right prices. Tama. So balancing kasi the market behavior is just fluctuating up and down. You just have to enter at the right moment and again, proper risk properly so you can get the hang of it. So moving on to the next slide, let's go. So for me, risk management tips. So number one, the maximum loss on a given trade should not exceed 1 to 3% of your capital. Why? Kasi kung 1 to 3% lang yung kaya mong i-lose per trade, you can trade again and mabawi yun. So parang lumalabas niyan na sa 10 trade mo kung matalo ka ng kahit 3 times, manalo ka ng 5 times, break even ka ng 2, panalo ka pa din. Kasi 1 to 3% lang ng capital mo. Tsaka, yun nga, hindi ka maghahabol ng opportunities. So number 2, carefully determine your position size based on the applied leverage. So to make it a simple tip, it's properly using lot sizes. And we'll talk more about it as we get more technical when you guys open an account and stuff. But basically, yes, managing your trading using your lot sizing would actually be the most detrimental part of trading. So number 3, maintain a consistent risk-reward ratio for all of your trades, never less than 1:1. So when we talk about R&R, risk to reward ratio, it's basically saying na a balance between how much you're willing to win on that trade and how much you're willing to lose. So pag sinabi natin 1:3, for example, so say for example, I made a trade and my stop loss is equivalent to $10. So if I hit $10 loss, tapos na yung trade. And then the 3, which would be 30, that would be what I'm willing to gain for that trade. So that's 1:3. Pagka na-hit yung SL, I lose 10 USD. If na-hit yung TP or take profit, I gain $30. So yun yung correlation ng sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina kung bakit kailangan maximum loss at a given trade should not exceed 1:1 or 3% of your capital. Kasi you can always win. The main thing about Forex is how you manage the moment that you lose. Kasi yung panalo, makukuha mo yan every now and then. But the challenge is, how do you mitigate risk? How do you minimize losses? How do you bounce back from it? So, itong mga in-include natin sa seminar today is just a little awareness of what should be the right things that you would be doing when you start. So next, trading plan. The Forex market rewards you for your discipline. Change bad habits and follow your rules. Trading plan is a detailed set of rules that govern every aspect of your trading, included but not limited to your entry, and exit decisions, your trade management, your position sizing, and your trading psychology. So if you look at the infographic or the chart, this is the 7% compounding interest plan. So if you look closer to the prices, say for example, you'll start at $1,000 ng January. And then go by February, you gain 7%. So it's 1,070. Then by March, 1,145 and so on and so forth. So yung trading plan or trading model na to is leaning toward saying na if you keep your capital at bay and trade for like very conservative 7% monthly lang ang target and you let your profit compound with your if you let your profit run for a year, then ang laki ng magiging ano niya, magiging overall profit. Kasi parang 7% times 12 is how much by a year. So that's about 84% increase. So nasa ano lang talaga yan eh, nasa planning, nasa target mo talaga eh. Kasi if you're gonna be trading in a way na aggressive ka or mas malakas ka mag-trade, mas malaki yung lot sizing, expect na there's high risk and high reward. Pero if you look at trading as a business and you just do it conservatively, the higher the chances for you to double or let's say 100% ROI within a year or so kasi meron kang sinusundan na conservative plan na gumagana. So this is just one of the examples, the trading plan that you can follow. Pero as we go by and you identify what kind of trader you can be or what kind of trader you are, you would be able to formulate kung anong trading plan yung pasok. So down to the last slide. Sorry guys. Wait lang. Okay, game. So the main question is, bakit ganon? Why does it seem so easy? Bakit yung mga nakikita namin traders nagpo-post ng panay profit and walang loss, mga ganyan. Pero behind the scenes, the truth is, oo, may talo talaga sa trading. And these are the things that are actually stopping you from getting positive results. So it's about trading psychology. It refers to the mental state and emotions of a trader that determines the success or failure of a trade. It represents the aspect of a trader's behavior and characteristic that influence action that they take when trading securities. So hindi ko na siya papahabain. Just look at the infographics, and what you can see here is number one, greed. Number two, fear of missing out. Then there's fear, there's anxiety, there's doubt, there's overconfidence, and there's being nervous or nervousness. So basically, the message here is this. When you trade with emotions kasi, not with being logical or not by following a plan, you will actually tend to make a lot of mistakes. For example, greed. Nakita mo si Von, nag-post ng profit, naka 50 USD niya. Tapos ikaw zero pa lang for today. So what happens next? Tatamaan ka ng fear of missing out. So you would jump into a trade trying to catch after the profit of other people. And pag nagkamali ka, you could either be doubtful, you could have anxiety or fear. And what would that what would that eventually lead up to? Either your trade is negative, hindi mo na antayin, mag-add ka na lang ng mag-add para makabawi, and eventually masunog ka. And ayun, yun na yun, doon na papatak yung overconfidence. So basically what I'm saying is, it's actually, or rather trading is a mental game. It's not just about you trading against the market. It's about you managing your emotions talaga. So ang kalaban mo lang from being profitable is really how you look at trading. It's just yourself. It's your behavior.
Ako, add ko lang din dyan, bro, kasi ever since marami na akong nahawakan na clients, na tao na parang feeling nila whenever they enter the market, parang inaabangan sila na parang pagpasok ko ng buy, biglang bumagsak. Tapos nung nag-sell naman ako, saka naman siya umangat. That's part of emotions yung parang you feel like everything is against you.
Mhm.
So, ang pinaka-best way to cope up with that is, if you think you're wrong, it's not you, it's just a bad trade, it's a bad analysis. Move on, let's try another opportunity. Don't fixate yourself. O huwag kayong masyadong manggigil na makabawi dun sa specific asset. Common mistakes in beginners na parang porket natalo ko sa gold, babawian ko to. Talo kong $30, I need to make 60 or 50 para makabawi. So pag habang nanggigigil ka, you don't realize na you're going against the trend. Part na yung ego mo pumapasok na ibabay ko na to kasi kanina pa bumabagsak to. Hindi na reasonable, kailangan ng umangat. Pinipilit mo pa rin i-buy and then it's still going down. So ego, tsaka yung fixation, yung parang kailangan ko makabawi, yung gigil, tsaka yung parang doubt na lagi akong inaabangan ng markets. Just have
Yeah,
to remove that. It's not a bad day. It's just a bad trade. Yun
exactly.
lang.
So, ayun, to add to that, quick announcement, congratulations pala sa mga VIPs today. Pinasal ko yung gold kaninang morning and pinaround ko ngayong gabi. And ayun, in favor sa amin. So,
Share mo
just,
yung bro, yung sinend kong screenshot habang nagme-meeting tayo, nag-trade ako.
oo, sige.
Before we started the meeting actually, yung entry pa lang, wala pa masyadong nanonood. Nagtatanong na ako kung anong magandang maging stop loss, take profit, anong range levels. Nag-sell ako sa gold. Pero may makikita nyo guys, may negative din ako kasi I have to close a trade if I feel like mali yung setup ko. So you have to accept na mali. Then enter na lang ulit. Hanap ng bagong entry.
Oh, kasi bottom line kasi one of the things that you have to understand. Alam niyo yung proverb about a glass of water na it doesn't hurt because of how heavy or how full the glass of water has, but it's about how long you hold on to it. So just like in trading, pag nakikita mo ng napakalaki na nung loss mo and mali na talaga, wag mo nang pabutin doon actually. Pag alam mong mali na, cut mo na yung loss, bawi ka na lang next time. Kasi when you get too emotional or when you make decisions out of emotions, tagal talagang tatagilid ka dun eh. Sa ngayon, I
Totoo.
don't think it makes sense pa sa inyo, pero when you experience trading the first hand, hopefully you do, I'll be here to coach you and to teach you the dynamics para maiwasan yung mga common mistakes ng mga newbies.
Pakita
Ayun
mo yung
pala,
chat natin sa GC, bro.
sasend ko lang. So, sasend ko sa public yung naging before.
Hindi ako
So, yan.
makapag-share dito eh ng
Oo
screen.
nga eh. So, sinend ko
Ikaw
sa
lang.
GC. Ayan, nakasell na siya ng gold during meeting. Nag-uusap kami dito. And I sent an update kanina kung sino yung mga nakasabay. So, the big thing is, the difference is, when you start trading alone, mangangapa ka eh. Am I doing the right thing? What do I do next? Paano ko di matalo? Versus when you're trading with people or a community na gamay na nila yung ginagawa, mas magaan siya eh. Kasi you know na if you win a trade, you didn't win it alone. You won it with the team. And if you lose a trade, it means na there's something you can improve on and you have people to tap. Pwede ka magtanong, "Oh, sir, ano ba nangyari dito? Any recommendations for my re-entry? Should I trade
Should I
again?
close it?
Bukas na ulit." So yung
Should
mga
I
ganung
close the
bagay,
profit? Ganun. Pwede
yung
na ba
mga ganung
ako?
bagay kasi, hindi mo siya makukuha alone eh. Sabi nga nila, di ba, if you want to go far, di ba, go alone. But if you wanna finish, go with the team. Totoo yan. So, I think that
Kahit sa
concludes my
business eh,
webinar
you
for
need to have
today.
network.
Hmm?
Kahit sa business bro, di ba? You need to have some sort of connections, network.
Yes,
Kasi
exactly.
no man is an island. If you do it by yourself, maybe you can be successful pero limited lang.
So, yun talaga, if you're looking for a place to learn and to grow being a trader, you're in the right spot. You're in the safe hands.
Welcome
And
to Orca, guys.
welcome to Orca. Tapos yung mga broker naman namin or the broker that we're recommending is something na mas advantageous sa inyo kaysa sa broker itself. You'll find out soon. So I think this concludes my webinar, but please, if you have questions, send me a message or unmute so I can answer your questions during the meeting. Anyone?
Guys, wag po kayo mahiya.
Opo, walang
Libre po.
bayad yan. Go
Wala pong
lang.
bayad to. No catch.
So anyway, if no one will ask a question for now, mag-webinar ako ulit tomorrow. I'll fill you in with the details. But I hope you learned something or may na-absorb kayo dito sa webinar na to. And I hope you found it educational. So I think that's it,
Thanks,
guys. You can
guys.
adjourn this meeting.
Thank you,
Okay, guys.
guys.